Paul Cezanne was a post-impressionistic painter that painted many of his paintings in the late 1800s. He painted mainly still life and landscape paintings. These are two examples of landscape paintings. And these still life pictures of fruit. This painting is titled Mont Sainte-Victoire, from the large pine tree. This is a mountain in southeastern France near the city of Aix-en-Provence, near where Cezanne lived for many years. Many French go to visit this mountain. It is a pleasing sight for them. During the time period, many French people turned to alcohol and some drugs such as opium. They were seeking pleasure. This also pertains to the public's desire to see landscapes showing pleasure and the desire of painters to paint these characteristics. There were many new inventions, including the telegraph, telephone, typewriter, and electric lamp. These paintings exhibiting nature are a reaction against these new technologies, showing that the world still has a beautiful and pleasing scenes of nature, while many inventions were occurring. This painting's technique is a landscape. Landscaping in nature was a characteristic that Cezanne painted many times. He painted this specific scene, over 60 times in different environments. His style was influenced by Pissarro, which had a vivid palette and everyday subject matter. Tree trunks show the foreground, but by curving them in unison with the background of the mountain, Cezanne linked the foreground and background. The brushwork is more deliberate than Impressionism. It was evenly paced, and short directional strokes were present. He depicted objects in space without traditional perspective. Depth was depicted by the contrast of warm colors in orange, light green, and yellow in the foreground, and cool colors in blue in the background. Depth is also an illusion built through overlapping of things and horizontal bands above each other crossed by the tree. Diagonals diverge from the spectator to the outside of the canvas, overcoming a vanishing point. Even lighting, still atmosphere, and the absence of human activity contrast the impressionist attempt to paint one fleeting moment. Trees in the foreground and the mountain in the background are made to look like they are part of one plane through the fact that the tree's branches are curved with the outline of the mountain.
Cezanne's painting, House with Red Roof, is another one of his famous landscape paintings. It uses a variety of clever techniques. The illusion of perspective was created without incorporating the actual technique. The illusion was created by putting contrasting colors next to each other. The cool color of the sky, which is blue, is seen in the background. The house in the middle is seen with a contrasting warm red color. In the foreground there are some more luscious green and blue colors. This contrast draws the main focus towards the red roof of the house. Thick brushstrokes are seen incorporated into the painting, which creates a blurry effect. This highlights the sunlight coming in and shining on the leaves in the house. Cezanne painted other landscapes with houses as well, each of them with red roofs contrasting the vegetation. The use of geometric shapes is also common in making the house stand out. These geometric shapes create a sense of unity as a whole. Post-Impressionism had a main goal to create unified, orderly forms instead of the scattered shapes that Impressionist painters made. Many of Cezanne's paintings incorporated geometric shapes such as buildings blended with natural scenery. During the early 1880s, when Cezanne was painting a variety of landscape paintings, the steam turbine was invented. The machine gun was also developed around his time. These new advances contributed to increased worries about the environment. The rise of industrialization led to the development of modern factories which polluted the environment and took up space that could have been used for natural reservoirs. Cezanne's natural landscapes were the basis of a reaction to this industrialization, as they depicted the beauty of the natural world.
Post-Impressionist artists were reacting to the works made during the Impressionism era. Artists such as Paul Cezanne criticized Impressionist paintings for their loose and unstructured quality. Cezanne wanted more personal interpretation in his paintings, as well as order, permanence, and stability. This painting is the Oise Valley, and it contains vertically aligned brushstrokes. A pictorial sense and pictorial tension is created by the claiming of space in the background, and also by the surface patterning in the front. In the painting itself, Cezanne is experimenting with what would become with what would be known to become his constructive style. This style is characterized by the grouping of parallel and hatched brushstrokes. It also includes the application of even colors and is meant to capture solid form rather than the effects of light and shade which were exemplified in the by the Impressionist artists. In the painting, Cezanne is able to depict nature through a screen of trees and uses light colors in the background to represent the sky, followed by darker colors used in the front. The painting is completely natural as the view moves down a hill and through a rural valley.
Paul Cezanne was born January 19, 1839. Cezanne began to study painting and drawing at the École des Beaux-Arts School of Design and Arts in 1856. In the early 1880s, he entered a period of stylistic classical growth, his work similar to that of Raphael or Poussin. He moved to a quality of tranquility and grandeur in the landscapes done during the late 1880s, which is also characteristic of Mont Sainte-Victoire in 1887. There were many influences on him. Cezanne met Claude Monet and Camille Pissarro and was introduced to the revolutionary work of Gustave Courbet and Edouard Manet. He admired them. In Pontoise, France, he worked closely with Pissarro and began to be convinced that he must paint directly from nature. He stopped painting romantic and religious paintings and began painting nature with vibrant colors. The public continued to influence him through their disapproval of his paintings, and he withdrew from his Impressionist colleagues and did not exhibit paintings for 20 years. The isolation lessened in the late 1880s when he began painting again. He also had many influences to others. He influenced the 20th century abstract art and cubism through his abandonment of perspective. He used short brushstroke in art to show surface unity. This was the start of the analysis of form as in cubism. Cezanne is an interesting example of a post-impressionistic artist because his paintings lack spontaneity. He painted the work many times. It shows physical perception of a subject and the conveyance of a sense of space.